Process papa la large format papa de encore nous 32 Sa Johnson la papa santene maswodin and say the matika santie sa open no 32 signature apparel there for commerce South Johnson omo ben apostle revelation asorone ARS ana fra ho matro so 024 461 7307 ana 059 302 5719 with Noel print make
Adu then you get the boy who put it to say I come na do ana wo ya me I come na bill ya na me ya le makoya le sabi akọ hiba ye nyina so dia tie what's here yesu but even straight and we don't fear any friend was don't have a what be people what that so bossy
Media 24/7
so we get the problem to go wa ko do have a ho na be tie ko me da se waka nya me be busia po nyina ya kwa ko pe bi ato ni abisi ye bi abedi ho adanse ama mansa nyina ati ojo heba nka ba ko ana da busio atiato friend wa ahoma bo freso 0244 830 207 ana 246 54 35 51 go heba na wa ba ma ya when they journey
your station in Dallas, Fort Worth.
Make you go wow. It's the hottest.
Africa Media.
I turn it up loud. Make it hot.
This is
I turn it up loud. Make it hot.
This is
I always listen to
Africa Media.
Kakra men kasati dame per makade bakan papu kakra wiye makan go panse at long last the battle has ended. And thus Ghana, your beloved country, is free forever. And yet again, I want to take the opportunity to thank chiefs and people of this country, the youth, the farmers, the women who have so nobly fought and won this battle. Also, I want to thank the valiant ex-servicemen who have so cooperated with me in my task of freeing our country from foreign rule and imperialism. And as I pointed out at the Country Conference at Sorbonne, I made it quite clear that from now on today, we must change our attitudes, our minds. We must realize that from now on, we are no more a colonial, but a free and independent people. But also, as I pointed out, that also entails hard work. I am depending upon the millions of the country, the chiefs and people, to help me to reshape the destiny of this country. We have got to build it up and make it a nation that will be respected by every other nation in the world. We know we are
Africa Media 24/7.
But again, I'm relying upon your support. I'm relying upon your hard work. Seeing you in these thousands, it doesn't matter how far my eye goes. I can see that you are here in your millions. And my last warning to you is that you also stand firm behind us, that we can prove to the world that when the African is given a chance, he can show to the world that he's somebody. We are not waiting. We shall no more go back to this anymore. Today, from now on, there is a new African in the world. That new African is ready to fight his own battle and show that, after all, the black man is capable of managing his own affairs. We are going to come to the world, to the other nations, young as we are, we are prepared to lay our own foundation. As I said in the speech just minutes ago, I made a point that we have to say that we create our own African personality and identity. It's the only way in which we can show the world that we are our own battle. But today, I call upon you all that at this great day, let us all remember that nothing in the world can be done unless it has the purpose and support of God. We have done the battle, and we again rededicate ourselves not only in the struggle to emancipate other territories in Africa. And independence is meaningless unless it's linked up with the total liberation of the African continent. Let us now follow Ghanaians. Let us now ask for God's blessing. And for only 2 seconds, in your thousands and millions, I want to ask you to pause only for 1 minute and give thanks to Almighty
The
God.
best online radio in Dallas, Fort Worth. Africa Media 24/7.
Hardship and suffering to have brought us to the end of our tribulation. 1 minute silence.
Welcome to Point on Africa Media 247.
Africa Media 24/7.
Other for Africa to Africa Media 247. A hit point now. So go so wuti about 2:07 p.m. or Dallas Intel and Potemo Hanum. And I 27th November 2021. You been here since 28 November 2021. We are almost there to celebrate the Christmas holidays. Now our summer accommodation I have Good morning to you wherever you are in Australia. I know Dr. Paul, I'm watching you are listening to me live. Good afternoon to you and good morning and good evening to you wherever you are listening to me. You are listening to Hate Point on Africa Media 247. Let me remind you that we are live on YouTube. We are also live on Facebook. Hey, good evening to you, Mr. John Dawson. You said that sound is better today. Yes, indeed, the sound is better today. And hello, Mrs. Beatrice Ponyabua, good evening to you. You are in Switzerland. Obaba Akua or a container a dam memu was Switzerland and Potemu Honum. Shout out to you, Mrs. Beatrice Yabua. So I want to say good evening to you, Prince Adumbi, my brother. How are you doing? You've been here since someone part democracy. What is the state of our economy? What is the state of the budget statement that was presented to Parliament over the week? Has the budget statement been rejected by the NDC? What is the argument espoused by the ruling government? Are they saying it was unconstitutional for the speaker to rule on the budget statement? We will be bringing you the discussions and all the information that we need to know on this budget statement.
Democracy.
Africa Media 24/7.
Democracy amamu yebe here system and then get the live discussion bro about the state of the economy, the budget statement and everything. We have our analysts ready to help us in detailing all the information regarding the budget statement. Is Ghana broke? Yes, of course, Ghana is broke. We'll bring you discussions of all these informations from what the finance minister presented to us over the week. You've been here since someone democracy amamway. You've been here since some. What is our politicians doing to the ordinary people?
The best online radio in Dallas Fort Worth. Africa Media 24/7.
Let me say a very good evening to Daniel Ablo. Daniel Ablo is watching us live from Ghana. Hey, brother, how are you doing? Other four will be a part of this conversation and bring your comments, anything that you have, just send it in and we'll be glad to share it and discuss it today. Out of a was some for some could be and a manager and a hit point as soon as you so will say, oh, frame chicken so a major so. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon here in the FW, and you are live and airborne on Hit Point.
Africa Media 24/7.
Other for said the question there be yeah na the trending issues bro trending issues no say because and we have a lot to discuss today. Our panelists are ready to listen to us, so just a few things that we want to talk about. We want to say a big congratulations to for Tofoline boys. They really deserve it. They honestly put up a very good performance. And hey, let me say congratulations to all the participants of this year's National Science and Maths Quiz. National Science and Maths Quiz over the week, the baby with the tussling, and at the end of the contest, Prempeh College emerged winners. And hey, congratulations to Prempeh for putting up that performance. Congratulations to you. Prempeh College emerged the winners, and then they secured 53 points. And the runners up, like Presbyterian Boys Secondary Senior High School, Legon, also had 49 points. And Kita Senior High School, hey, Kita School Boys, thank you. Congratulations to you for putting up that remarkable performance. This is the first time they've been to the competition, and they were placed 10th. Hey, Kita School Boys, congratulations to you. Now, one would say, is our educational system performing? Yes, indeed. Looking at the performance these young folks are put up, which shows that Ghana is indeed will go places. Ghana will go places. And this chain was started somewhere in 1993, and the competition was won by Prempeh College in 1994. So let us look at briefly about the schools that have won them. The schools, the number of winners. Presbyterian Boys Senior High School tops them. They ranked number 1. They have won competition 6 times, and they won it 1995, 2003, 2006, 2008, 2009, and 2020. They are the only school that have won back to back. That was the year 2008 and 2009. Hey, Presbyterian Boys, come to you. Next, Prempeh College, the current champions. They have won it 5 times, and they won it in the year 1994, 1996, 2015, 2017, and currently 2021. And St. Peter's Senior High School, St. Peter's, and so I went in it 3 times. They have won it 3 times in the years 2000, 2005, and 2018. Opokuwari School, Opokuwari Senior High School have won it twice, 1997 and 2002. And Achimota School has won it twice, Achimota 1995 and 2004. Infante Pim School, they have also won it twice in the years between 1999 and 2014. St. Augustine's College also have won it twice. They won it in the years 2007 and 2019. Adisade College also won, that is 2016. Sansona Ghana Secondary Technical School has also won it. They also won it once, and year 2012. Sansona St. Thomas Aquinas also are winning once. Na Pope John's Secondary School, Koforidia, also are winning one time in the year 2007. So these are the schools won since the introduction of the National Science and Maths Quiz. Congratulations to all those for putting up this performance. We are big for Ajomodra Media if I'm Bacho, what you mean?
Achani.
Media, what you mean?
And it's a ultimate come to
Yes, on Kapa. Now, of also, of what you mean?
Ito nkapa.
All right. Daniel Ablo say, say, kindly ask your panelists to educate us on what the Ghanaian constitution says when a budget statement is rejected or on a stalemate. So that is the first thing Daniel Ablo is asking you guys, that you should educate him and educate Ghanaians on what the constitution says when a budget statement is rejected or on a stalemate. Mr. Evamia, we pick it from there.
But your question is
Or say, please ask your panelists to educate us on what the Ghanaian constitution says when a budget statement rejected or on a stalemate.
okay. So the I think me jabachi obi bia I will fire Michel. So now no no the opposition said the budget is rejected. The ruling party said the budget is not rejected.
Yes.
And yeah, so Banisana the said we have to seek interpretation as to the appropriate relevant provisions of the constitution. Ekase present and voting. What does it mean? What they say.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as the government is concerned, this is not a rejection, because we believe, sir, what the he did was inappropriate. Was the speaker allowed that to happen. So so in the case, he said, so young can say currently it is not the case. He said it has been rejected, even though that is what has been reported in the news. But Ekoba said, okay, so in a case of an actual rejection, then what happens? So what it means, we don't have a budget and we don't have expenditure for the following year. So what I say, so government can do a couple of things: is to activate emergency actions. So I'm saying, the executive our power to use emergency situations to attend to essential needs of the country, and if there's the need for us to do anything as far as activating the emergency of the government, that will be done. There will just be essential payment. Certain things will delay, and because emergency now, what are we going to classify as emergency? These are all matters of law and matters of what your emergency laws a lot of things will be affected, and expected but as far as we as a government is concerned, there's nothing like a rejection. What I say?
Okay,
because there was a misunderstanding which the speaker didn't wait to resolve, just went ahead, because now on Pentamako, now as a sort of flight that what I say, should have postponed the whole thing and then come back later, but he chose to do it this way, which we think is unconstitutional. But that is subject to interpretation by the courts, if so be. That's your opinion.
Yo, Ofayao, comments. What do you think about the question that our brother Daniel Ablo is asking us?
If you can recap it for me.
Okay, he's asking that what is the constitution says when a budget is rejected or in a stalemate.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me use this opportunity to and I'm chia my co-panelists. Sir, when we say a budget is rejected now, we let me even come. I shouldn't go far. Let me just bring it under the Fourth Republic. Are you getting the thing that I'm trying to make here? Under the Fourth Republic, I may say this is going to be the first budget that we are hearing that the budget is being rejected. We have never seen a budget being rejected before. And you see, if you look at the whole thing now, people that have proposed the budget, they are the people that are running away from coming to parliament for the budget to be approved. Are you getting the decision that I'm trying to make here? You have come up with a budget, how you are going to run the country. So if you think that the thing is good, like as soon as the thing came out, you saw the public outcry about the whole thing, right?
We will be coming there, but the specific question, is to what the Constitution says when something like that happens. You want us to educate him.
When
the budget is installed, made, or when what the Constitution says, and what do we do as a nation?
When it happened like this, like our brothers are saying, it has not been rejected. No, it has been rejected. And when it happened like this, there are certain things that we, I may say, we the minority, no, we are saying, we don't need it in the budget. So what they are saying, we either want them to go and revisit their budget and bring a new budget to parliament where we can review, so that if there are certain things that we call, are you getting it? This budget is a budget that we don't need. It's a killer budget. The people are suffering already, and you want to impose more suffering on the people. Are you getting it? So what we have done, it is constitutionally right. You hear them quoting Article 104 saying whatsoever. If you read Article 104, it is stated clearly that the first, it has two clauses. And the first clause is saying that, the first leg is saying, first, let say a decision by parliament, ought to be taken by majority of members present and through voting. Are you getting? And then the second one is also saying that majority that will be present, and voting should be made up of members of parliament. Are you getting it? And if you look at the situation right now, our people were 137, right? And all of them were members of parliament. Right. You people had the this thing. You belong to the house, and you are even the bill. What do we call it? The budget is for you. Are you getting it? So if you know that your budget is good, why are you running away from it? Are you getting it?
Why
so what we are doing here, I want my listener to understand that what we have done, it is constitutionally right. But our main concern is that there are certain things, clauses in the budget that we need to be struck out, because we don't want our people to be overburdened. And if that thing is accepted, like they wanted to do, we have things like the you say we'll come there. I don't want to pinpoint it. I just want to make it clear. So when the thing has been rejected, it means that there are certain things in it that we don't need it. Like the e-levy, we are talking, we are telling them that the e-levy should be out, the benchmark value should be out, and then there are certain things that they have to be taken out. When they are able to go and revisit that and bring it to parliament, we shall look at it. Have you ever seen us rejecting a bill like that before? And then also, let me add this. In any case, if they are saying that it is unconstitutional, how many times having our MPs walk out from parliament from their obnoxious things that they send to parliament, and then they pass it? Do they include us? That do they even care that we are part of parliament? Let me give you a typical example. In Japan, where we part of it, but they pass it, right? It was finally when the special prosecutor was able to come out and tell the whole world that what the minority was saying was right. It was dubious, and it was what do we call it, unconstitutional, and it was not something that should be accepted. Are you getting it? So what I'm trying to let my listener know that what they are saying that because they were not part of it, they have passed so many bills that minority didn't take part of it, but they took part and they voted and enacted it.
Okay, but I say what the preliminary commenter, Brian, to just join us. You are listening to us live on Africa 247. Today we are having a conversation in relation to the budget statement that was presented to Ghanaian Parliament, and we have our regular panelists, Mr. Efa Ameyo Kakape, Efa Ameyo, Deputy Communication Director, MPP, USC. Sansona Ofayao, Deputy National Organizer, NDC, Youth Organizer, NDC. He is also part of the communication team of the National Democratic Congress, or USC. Mr. Amiel, let me get something clear from the finance minister. He says, whilst he was presenting the budget, he says, we are under no illusions as to the economic challenges facing our country today. How to ease the suffering of the ordinary Ghanaians, transform the economy, to create jobs, and shed the expected wealth across households are what keep the president awake at night. To broaden the revenues, keep a grip of on expenditure, protect the public purse, and at the same time build needed infrastructure and pay the bills, stimulate economic activity. This is what the finance minister said. And based on that, what I deduce are four things. One, the state of the economy. The state of the economy, what I deduce is that we are broke and we generate little to revenue or taxes. We also have overborrowed. And if I say overborrowed, it not start from this government. It's a cumulative borrowing that has made Ghana where we are now, and we are unable to create jobs. These are some of the things that I generated. But my point that Ghana is broke. Fact that if you look at total revenue and grants we earn based on the budget presented was 37.45 billion, and total expenditure was 70.2 billion, and then the difference is 32.67 billion. Now, if you look at our interest payments, our interest payment loan is 18.6 billion. The salaries to date is about 20.45 billion. So if you look at only the interest payment and salaries, once we do that, Ghana don't have anything again. We don't have no money at all because our projected expenditure is about 37.45 billion. And then interest payment alone and salaries put together. So issues like infrastructure development, health, and the rest, we don't have anything. Is this budget statement presented to Ghanaians going to help ease the burden of Ghanaians, Mr. Famiel?
Yeah, opinion. Medase. Before I met year we no me go into the budget no. Me pese me congratulate
about 2:32 p. Me mount 10 minutes. And you know 2:42. Na what they want was for me.
Okay. So before I make up we no so no me congratulate your friend is saying Prempeh College for that wonderful show of excellence and exhibition of knowledge. Other schools, Presec, any kata, we wish them the very best next time. I think, sir, national quiz, the popularity again, it speaks to how vibrant your second cycle education is and how these young ones are exhibiting, say, given the opportunity, they are ready to take on the mantle. And at this point, I will urge all the other schools to, train their people and also get them in there to put their name on the national national map. Very, very important. And it also speaks to the fact to say we can bastardize our education system, but the reality on the ground shows to say, we are doing something right, and there's the need for all of us to support. So as I said, those who are enjoying and at the end of the day bastardizing it, what I say, no. Now let's go to the budget. And budget here, nothing but projections, any expenditure ni sika ebenya in the coming year. So what I say. And yeah, nim say sika na yagigi ni nyina yagigi. So what I say, yagigi sika na yadi bitua said your kind, yadi bitua salaries na aka na ye kakra bi ekokotua interest na kakra no in most cases no kwa enso, and we are always running at a deficit. Ohia budget where the deficit is going to be about, I think, 36.5 billion. What I say, and the expenditure near 136, 137 point something billion. What I say, and the revenue now we intend to generate, will be about 100 billion. And you see, there's the need for us to do more. Over the years, there has been talk on us expanding the tax net. So the tax net has not been expanded. Now, to be able to do that, we all know, say, a lot of people are in the country and are not paying. Government after government have been saying all these things. Now, how do we get all these people on board to pay? You cannot just do it by just pinpointing and going out there. And you see, you need to really put in place the legal framework, which we have now. After that, you need to really know, say, you have the data and you have people. How many professionals in the legal industry do we have? How many professionals in the medical industries do we have? In fact, how many people own companies and how many of them are filing taxes? How many of them are not filing taxes? What I say? Yecheke has said now we know, say, clearly they have all these statistics and data, and they say they go through the system and they are able to trace and get all these people. We don't have them in our system. And until now, we be to say ID card to be able to identify as we collect near about 15 million register. You see the statistics that are coming. A lawyer for muntia tax, a doctor for muntia tax, some company for more register various companies. So they are behind the scene, they are having all these things. And government cannot continue to borrow. What I say now, as we talk about all these things, we also have to recognize the fact that we cannot always go out there borrow. What I say, we can borrow sometimes, but we also have to borrow prudently and have to make sure, say, your borrowing is sustainable. Now, to ensure all these things, what do you do? And then we can famously quote Mahama. Okay, say we have to collect the taxes here. So what they say. So as government seeks to expand expanding, what they do is to look at various avenues and various places and add something to it. Look at where, for instance, I will share to say gold, tax withholding on gold and 3% on person about 1.5. Among force sneaky around it so that we are not getting the revenue. So what is the incentive? Almost withholding a dose. Okay, so in that case, what do? You got to do something about it. So 1.5 with the hope, say yes, it will help out. So government is looking at all these things. So you will not get more revenue. You cannot always say, okay, infrastructure. That is number one. Number two is the issue of job creation. So what I say. So job creation, can be in two folds. As government tries to, employ in various areas, there's also the need for the private sector to come in. Now, private sector has two ways. Government is supporting people that are well-to-do in there to, establish various factories and also help them pushing out. But it is also important that government puts out something out there that will enable individuals who cannot find it to generate and to come up with all these things. You will agree with me that when it comes to the Internet of Things, there are so many things we can do out there. And what young ones see that are coming out of the schools, they don't necessarily have to wait for either some private man to employ him or government to employ him. They can start something on their own. This government, by one will be to say the presidential pitch, and your national entrepreneurship and innovation program, but these things are not enough. So how do we create more? And no, government as the government is having all these discussion, and they say, okay, so there's the need for us to have some more money so that we can take care of about 3 of the basic things that we need, which is infrastructure. Have some of these things more to take care of some of our infrastructure needs. And then secondly, to also look at these young ones that are coming in. How do we help them set up their own entrepreneurs and set up their own something, so that they don't remain jobless and wait on government and wait for somebody to get fired or whatever for business expansion before they get employed. And that was what brought in all this taxation of the e-levy. And we all understand, yes. So if you listen to the outcry that is out there, and we must be honest, the percentage may be more, yes. But we all agree that there should be a way of getting in some more revenue. So if we take this argument of no, we are not going to accept it, we will not accept it at all, then what are you telling government? You are telling government to go borrow more and then push the debt burden to what level? Are you getting me? So it is important that if we don't accept what government is bringing, then we bring in the alternative, or we say, oh, okay, maybe do this adjustment or do that. But if you go outright and say no, then you are not really helping the debate. So, and the long and short of it is that we are not paying enough taxes in the country. Government is doing all it can to expand the tax net property. If you read the budget now, you will see there's a platform that will be created that will connect all the various district assemblies and this metropolitan, so that we can have one platform for property, because people own all these things and they pay less, or they are able to sneak out and stuff like that. They owe some of these things. We've not been able to bring all these things into a point where they are easily identifiable and taxes are where taxes can be collected. Right. So that is in the budget. That is very important. It is also important to say, government looks at various means, other avenues that clearly, in the meantime, as we have not expanded to the level where we are going to say, oh, okay, this is cushioning the economy. No? We look at that places and then add on. That is what brought in this e-levy, and then we have all these uproar. So if it is more, how much is less? How much are people proposing? When we have had these proposals coming from the other side, then we can go to the middle. Now, the government recognized these things and wanted to make all these adjustments, okay, sitting down with them. But these people also said no. So, in one breath, you say adjust. But in another breath, when we are adjusting, you say no. Then how do we go forward in that area? We cannot rule a country like that. So it is important that we all come on board and do the needful, so that the people of Ghana can enjoy the reason for which they voted us into power. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Miniana Napuku is watching live. Sansana Senior Gomota for watching us live. Thank you very much. Wafayao.
Yes.
The production of new taxes. There's one substitution and elimination. Government toll booths tax in Africa and was the levy tax abishim again. Where the introduction of VAT buy now you see too much. Emma withdraw and now reduce VAT and now we are enjoying VAT. Are you willing as an opposition to sit down with government to negotiate as to what stage should they use for the tax norm to electronic transfers? I say, do you think that it is a lazy manner for the government to generate revenue, or you think the concept of generating revenue in terms of collecting tax a key towards our national development?
Okay. Thank you very much. Video mechia tiefo nyina na mechia menua efa. Question ya wabisa bi na Chiko se wo hwɛ budget na omo de aba na so mre bia no si oma ye omo anoma oma ye den ase wo hwa na wa bo amena na afi wa kan ho ahyem. So what they say, this is what is happening to our brothers in the MPP, the ruling government right now, Ifa and his people. You see, as I speak right now, debt to GDP, you know, if finance minister will be quoting 70, is a lie. It's almost 81%. So what they say, and you know, you if you are Chico, if you are running a country and your debt to GDP is about 81%, what do you have? You have nothing, Meboa. It means you are not. There is nothing that is going to go into development. I know they are number one, very clear. And if you look at the budget now, Mudiabana, they say no, all that they have done, it is their previous. The problem they are facing is the previous borrowing from 2017 up to date. That is what is swallowing them. They don't have any fiscal space in the in terms of finance areas. So what they are saying. What is going on currently, and the reason why they are bringing these all killer taxes to kill our people. As it stands, we'll start here now, Bobobi. So I like that. This year alone, the amount that we are going to pay is about 46 billion. What I mean, 37.4 billion is going to be used for the payment of debt. You know, my boy, and about 7.9 billion every year amortization. And what you know. Yes, I was about what do we call it? 35.9 billion every year worker salary. So what they say?
Yes.
And I want statutory payment, including common fund, health insurance, and also are they up to 28.6 billion. So what they say? And now, who are these now? You see how we are going to get about 107.9 billion. So what they say? And at the whole total this thing quality from the taxes that they are talking about, no, 1.5 billion. It already is telling you that they have problem over there. They need somewhere, they need something to cushion them in order to cover up. And you know, it is telling us there is no space. Are you getting it? Now, free a car on my board, share President Mahama Mbreso. 120 from Nkrumah Mbreso to President Mahama. In fact, just 10 minutes, right?
Hey, 255. 255.
255. Thank you very much. Me yeah, now prompting me because me make us a baby. Now me cut it, me chuchaso. And now, more criticizing, Ghanaians understood you, and that is why they voted for you, me Bwana Chiko. Was it not the reason why they came into power?
Yes.
And then you came within a period of 5 years. You are able to balloon our debt, which was 120 billion, to 342 billion within a period of 5 years. Because see, 120 300. Now see, they borrowed about 242 billion within. Are you getting it?
Right.
And you know all that they are talking about, you know, they have nothing to do again, but they are looking for avenues in order to service those debts. Chico, let me state it clear over here. If they collect all those things, there wouldn't be anything left for development now. Mokane is to create jobs, to let the youth set enterprise. What money are they going to use to set the enterprise? It is only to help them clear their debt. Are you getting it? Somebody, to about 46 point something billion. 37 bet you are 9.7. What is left? And worker salary, don't forget, you have to get it from all those things. In Kayano, Yinupo Americano, statutory payment near the no crowd 20. In Yamabi or Okra, they have to find a way. Are you getting it? That is why they sat down, they saw that there is no way they could do, but rather, let's find an avenue that and that is what brought all this killer budget that we are talking. Finance minister to Ajinkwa budget. I would budget. Listen to the budget here. Budget Oma introduce you almost say Ajinkwa budget. A killer budget 15% increase fees of charges of government government this affects all fees including pay for government, including let me say government company registrations, department, passport fees, passport office, food and drugs authority certification, government hospital fees, energy commission, public universities, DAVLA, road wedding and driver's license. All these immigration fees, payment of residents and staff, NCA fees, EPA fees, and all these things. What you say? Business and registration fees, airport fees, and what do you call it? All these fees, will be going up by 15 to 30%. And then I didn't know ban affect you already. And one thing you have to know is that Chico, already the people are overburdened. They are crying. To a market to say 4%. What is in the system already? The people cannot deal with it. So how do you go to increase things that people cannot deal with again, which is going to, it means you want to bury them. Already you have killed them. Now you are bringing this budget in order to bury them. When you talk and they say we don't know, because it is their own doing. They told us they are coming to government for what? From taxation to what? Production. Mr. Chico Mpachosa, what is happening? You heard it from them. They were going to move from where? Taxation to what? Production. Is that what we are seeing today? Are you getting it? And look at the taxes that they are bringing. E-levy. That e-levy, you are saying that when you do that Momo transfer that they are talking about, already Chico Sound himself will pay for it. There is a service on it for you to pay. Now the government is saying it's going to charge 1.75 on it again. So when you do it, those people take their charge, and the government charges you too. Look at these poor people. And Baumia himself said it clearly that there is no need to tax Momo. I think you have that audio coming. You can't come in this anymore. I'm a bomber TF40. And then after the U10, if you are able to send $100 to a friend in Ghana, we did, sorry, 100 Ghana cedis, not dollar. It means that you are rich. Are you getting it? Those people who are able to send 100 Ghana to their people, or maybe your mother in the village, your sister somewhere, to assist their person, it means you are rich. So you need to be charged for you to pay 1.75. How can you be so cruel? How can you be so obnoxious? How can you be so, I don't know the words even to use to describe our people. Are you getting it? It means that they want to just to make Ghanaians poor. Already they are poor, they want to make them poorer. Getting it? Because as soon as this thing is accepted, Chico, everybody will be affected in the country. And this is what is going to kill them. Already they've killed them and they are going to bury them. Now come to the benchmark value now, Mekano.
Over 3 minutes more.
Me or 3 minutes. Okay, thank you very much. Me or 3 minutes. And you know, it is going to affect all goods and services. It means the beer because we market. The beer rising from 15 to 30%. And look at their situation already. How do you think that it will be? It means that the people already they are overburdened and they are suffering. And now you want to bury them. Are you getting it? This is what we are talking about. Say, that thing need to be reviewed. They said, no, we'll bring it. Kenoforiata said, and no, now, it's a lie. And I'm explaining, my boss watch on. They will even be in deficit. So, what are they going to use to do the infrastructure or whatsoever? I create jobs now. On what I say, on him say, Bibi and was sent to say, you to no move school, mom said to my juma. Chico Pacho, what is as we have finance minister? And Pacho, say, when they finish school, they should try and set up their own businesses. Why do you think he was saying that? Because he knows that Omar will be here, there is nothing that they can do in order to create jobs. It is as no mukas or move by tax, no, and they are creating job, no, and ya throw no mudi. And tax no move be a new beji adding, and we are creating job. Brother, they cannot Omar.
And you know, are you ready to dialogue with them in terms of the reduction of the e-levy, or you are totally rejecting it?
We are, as for the e-levy, we are rejecting it. So we are telling them the budget, they should go and review, they should go and sit down and look at their budget. The e-levy, we shall reject it. A Japan deal, we are rejecting it. And there are certain things that they have to include. Have you seen it? A Japan will never accept it. A Japan will never pass through that parliament. We shan't. And the e-levy, and you know, so the bar, we shall come into agreement with them and look at it. Have you ever seen any budget being rejected completely like that? It means that and they up with this. Minister Metamaso. Chico, have you seen any budget being rejected outright like this in Parliament before? It means that the minority have sat down and they have seen said what is going on. It's not. There are certain things that need to be taken out. And look at this, a budget that everybody is crying about. When the whole country heard that this thing is going to be imposed on them, most of them are crying. Most of them say we are woo. And some of their members were in America. They were able to fly them in Ghana to come to Parliament so that they can get their numbers to pass it. You see this type of people that are ruling the country. People that want to kill them. People that want to kill their own people that gave them the money.
People that want to kill them.
Yes, the commoners that gave you the power to rule are saying that things that you are bringing, it will not help us. We are dying, our business will collapse. Already what we have is we are overburdened. No more bombarding say all at Kenya, Japan, in the Iromu have retreat. Fly impose you on them. You see how they are? Instead of them to sit down and revisit their budget and take things that minority are saying that it's not going to help, but we shall make sure that we'll put them on toast. And that is what happened. The budget has been rejected until they sit down to revisit it and bring it to Parliament. When we see that they have done the needful, what we want them to do, we shall come into agreement and look at it. Thank you.
We shall to agreement and look at it. Minian and Napo say great program, Chico. You are doing awesome. Sansona Eva Yeni Mogomota say, did you say the tax on gold has been reduced? If you say so, he says that if yes, then why reduce tax on gold and introduce levy? That is what he's saying. He's asking you. Did you say tax
so there is gold has reduced? You have be withholding tax, withholding tax. I don't know you reduce and yet taxation on gold because the current practice said they are passing behind the way to unrefined gold. This is all in the budget.
Okay. And thank you for clarification because Mr. Gomota Peso Tias here and Daniel Ablo say brilliant submissions by all. Sana Minya Daniel Ablo and Kanchemumi say you guys are doing great. And submissions by all. And this is they are not even ready to negotiate with you on the TV. What are you going to do, and what is the way forward?
Yeah. Okay. So thank you very much. Ayana, the budget will pass. They will approve it. You see, a process. What you say? The whole thing is a process. Budget has been presented, and you had issues with it. You have issues with it, and be some more can you say you don't want this budget? You want a. The finance minister came to Parliament, said, "Okay, I want to listen to what you are saying." You get what I mean? I want to listen to what you are saying. So I am moving a motion that I withdraw this thing that I presented. Go and factor in this thing that because we are listening government. Also, no. And what? In any case, we're going to do that. But you see, once you present it, you need that you need to take it back and then go and do the adjustments and add-ons and stuff like that, and then bring the thing back. And this is here, say because they are in, you cannot take them out and stuff like that. And what is going to happen? And say Parliament is going to meet. I think is it on the 30th or so, 30th of November. Say see on the speaker anyhow. So when the speaker comes, there will be they're gonna meet and then we're gonna take it up from there. That is where they're gonna crash out what really happened on the when they last sat. So they trash it out and then we move away from there. So what I say, the strategy that the government is going to do and all that kind of thing, these are not things we're gonna put out there. But the whole point is that the government is committed to making sure, say, we don't enter the year without the budget being approved. You get what I'm. And you see, there was a discussion before they went in there. And the discussion was not to go and approve it, but to take it. So when you sit down and say we should vote on it, the majority was not going to do that. Okay.
What do you make up? Say before Parliament could take that drastic decision, they're supposed to have at least 138 members present in Parliament. Rather, they went ahead to.
The number not there will be based the what constitute half. What I say, it's a question of the whole number of the parliamentarians. So it says half at least half present and voting. You get what I mean? That is what it says.
Okay.
That for Parliament to take decision, there has to be at least half of the members present and voting. And this is pretty simple.
So what you are saying is that the decision
if they are 270, if they are 275, what constitutes half? 137.5 meboa. Because human being, we don't have half of a human being, right? It has to be 138.
Yes.
This is pretty much simple. And I don't baby, now you have a case and you want to present her. I always tell people we don't always have to fight to go forward.
Okay.
We must clean out and all that kind of stuff to do what?
Right.
So what I say. Baby, when you listen to the discussion, now say MPP for because we don't believe say you state your case, I state your case. Okay, so smooth. Okay, can you withdraw it, go and make some adjustments and bring it back? But Muslim power more hina mumra we see it doesn't really help us out. But that is how some people want to express themselves and stuff like that. And I only hope as we move forward, we will up our game. We will do things in such a way, okay, wadiaba wabeye. You think that there's something needs to be done, then you grant the opportunity. But and when I say threatening shut up but I mean that's how some people choose to express themselves.
You best hope for final submissions and the way forward as we move on as a nation. Yanko of our honor na of our entwa, they're not all kind of na you wrap it up. The state of the economy and the way we can move forward as a nation in terms of compromising in Parliament. This is the first time in history we have gotten that kind of number in a Ghanaian Parliament. So they need to jaw rather than to fight over issues. Onyame Boateng is watching us live. Sansona Kojo Jemfi is also watching us live. Thank you, and keep locking your dials here on Africa Media 47. This is Hit Point. And we're Ofaya.
Yes, sir.
Can the nation go outright with any budget statement? How would the nation function, and how would the ordinary Ghanaian feel about government lockdown?
Please, the question again.
I said, can we have a way that government can have a dialogue with opposition in order to make sure that this budget statement is passed? Or are you going based on the fact that there's going to be a government lockdown where there's no budget at all?
Thank you very much. As for like you are saying, Our brothers in the majority, they call themselves majority, but me, I don't see them to be majority. There is no majority in parliament because we have 137, 137. But they keep on calling them that's fine. You see, what we are saying here is that they should listen to the voice of the people. The people gave you the mandate. Are you getting it? And if you look at the current situation of our country, and you look at the ordinary man on the street, Chico, that is where you see the cry of they call them the minority. You see, the minority thinks about the people. We have to think about the people. The plight of the people should be number one. It's not you people be in government and you can just impose anything on people. Let me give you a typical example. Like the Japa deal, I started when I was giving my submission, I gave it out. My brother Efa, I met my brother Efa. I didn't even know he was the one called Efa before election. I told him that thing was bad, it was cruel, it wasn't good for our country. Efa told me that, oh, it was good. He was even going to buy shares in it. Just about after that program, about 3 or 4 weeks later, when Martin Amidu came out with a full this thing about a Japa deal that a Japa was fraud. Are you getting it? So don't be in government and think that, oh, let's just impose anything on people. Let's do what we think. The people gave you at least respect the will of the people. They gave you the mandate to be there. Are you getting it? That thing is not good. We review. How can you tell me, say, a Japa deal, you can get all those royalties from the people, about 200 million every year for your this thing that they will pay to you, and then you are going to give it to somebody for 500 million and pay for 15 or what kind of this thing logic is this? We saw, even if you tell a GS, a high school child, if you put this before a high school child will tell you that you are going to run at a loss, and at the end of the day we are going to cripple your people. But our people said a yes, because people were going to gain from it. Are you getting it? The same thing is happening here. When we are telling them what is good, they won't listen because they are in government. Listen to the plight of the people. You see, you are in government and they are driving V8, they have this, they have all the cars. The government officials, they are not paying anything, Chico. But if you are an ordinary man like me, get to the market when your salary has been increased for only 4%, and government is increasing goods and services from 15 to 30%. Chico, what does that tell you? Already you have been crippled. Mebuana, and yes, Yatu was salary remove for 4% too. Government is increasing goods and services so from 15 to 30%. At the end, where there you go for it. Until already you are going to overdraft now, Beji. This is what we are talking about. Listen to the concern of the people and know what to do. Don't think because I'm in government I can do anything. So we are telling them the right thing, they won't listen. But the people are suffering. The actual part is that the people are suffering. My brother Efa is not suffering because he's in government. He should be an ordinary man on the street and you feel the heat. Are you getting it? Right. They are driving the V8. They have increased their salary to 79.something%. The president needs money to be bathing in the sky. All these taxes, some are going to be used to be bathing, rent more luxury jets and be bathing in the sky. What kind of governance is this? You said the people are suffering and you want to be bathing in the sky and be making makeups and everything before you get to your meeting. You have a presidential jet that everybody, all the president, your predecessors have used. You said me you me pediye lazari met them any bed. Na me di se wa broni so to be nchen ni e di na da bed so ni eko. That is the jet that you want, and you know your people are poor. Are you getting it? So all these things, Chico.
If
Yeah.
Brenna.
Okay, I'm wrapping up with 30 seconds, Martin. You see, so if you look at all these problems, Chico, all these problems that we are accruing now, they started it in 2017. How can you tell me that a whole government, you create a whole constituency in Flaster House? A whole constituency has been created by Akufo-Addo in Flaster House. He has 1,680 something people in the Flaster House on government payroll. What kind of this governance is this? A whole constituency is in the Flaster House. Mahama time, it was 680 something. They criticize him. Today it's 1,680 something. A whole constituency has been created. All these people are taking fast salaries. How do you get money to develop the country? They borrow the money and then they give it to the people in their pocket. And that is what has led us to where we are today. until this government is kicked out.
Yeah.
The government is digging a hole for the whole country, and very soon they are going to bury all of us. So this is what they are. Kenoforiata is pushing forward for us. We are not going to allow them. We are stopping them right now from what we did last Friday. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you too. Namekai was saying program is being sponsored by New 32 Signature Apparel. New 32 Signature Apparel open. Bibia efa test home design, personal design or bag, home design or caps, everything regarding design and I am posters. Now they say unchoni baby as New 32 Signature Apparel. New 32 Signature Apparel is located at South Sunso Junction, Ben ARS Church in the pair. Open more with me and your free ahomatro our number +233 244617307. So answer now. You can also reach them on this number +233 21033790. So email you on hello@new33 32 hello@new32.com. Sounds so and with me I reach you more snap chatting so s.pearl and now say Instagram so yeah let me know where 32_signature. Call them and all your designs will be made for you as you want. Sounds so now or US Potemu Hanum and now to Texas in Potemu Hanum. Now we hear BB to say DJing or program here, and I say wedding reception, birthday parties and so on, and as anniversary parties, grand openings, beer, holiday parties, all types of events. Like I say, say Africa Media 247. You can reach Africa Media 247 on this hotline, 682-347-2915, and I also say 972-854-4175. And I also say 46976920306. Fred Africa Media 247. Na juma be a person pian. Iba be yama pepe. Samson na kusi de dua. Why when you say Africa Media 247 so your video no a hot. And you know right from hit points. Na breakthrough hour no ba na breakthrough hour no mano boating and the bebrel. You know don't flip that here. Keep your last lock on Africa Media 247. Sape pepe and the breakthrough on Swa. Ye maini and dachi. Adom ma joba. Edi ni and dachi. Ebe prayen. And you are feeding in free hand. We're feeding and Africa Media 247. Daniel Ablo say in order to grant this country the Minister of Finance must build consensus and find the rejected budgets, cut down the profligate expenditure of the executive, especially the presidency, make funding available for government, and make funding for government, and then both government projects, both ongoing and abandoned, especially roads, schools, and health facilities, roll on more taxpayers as the government having failed to moving nation from taxing to production promised before being elected, and not through double taxing as in the e-levy in its current form. The minority must not take entrenched position in this issue with the view of frustrating government business, because it is the masses that would suffer in the end. May God bless our homeland, Ghana. Sir Daniel Ablo Eka. Sansa Nana Puku say, what does ND know about employment? Common nurses and teachers training allowances you couldn't handle as a party. Full of ex-convicts. That is what Anapuku is saying. NDC party is full of ex-convicts. Yeah, did you imagine Minya Ifamiao? Just 2 minutes. Dia bone tofa na yemfa dwumadi nim right. Yeah, baba also of
Yeah, okay. So yeah, that's you for the opportunity today. The long and short of it, say amamu anyentoka amamu nye I mean yeah, as a party we don't believe say yeah the budget bar said the NDC for ne kono no sa na say so mo ye no. What do you say? And until budget no or yeah presentation no, there were a series of other engagements or mukoko various workshops, you know, to put in their inputs, and government will factor all these things into the debate. So that is that. Ofayao, memeti hey, I believe you see momoti hono tamanam wo hono senka mu win 2016 elections na nanka mo de something similar to Japabeba. So what I say. A plain and simple. E-levy eba NDC for ba omuntwem. These are plain and simple hard facts. What they say, we have to find ways of making sure say yeah maybe I'm on. Yeah, sorry about that. So, and you know, the whole point say government business, as I say around parliament, we have respected parliament and the be away your masculine of power. Contribute to the debate, you know, show can you who here say SSC edition, it will be factored and we'll move forward. We cannot continue to do these things. And you may be a worker about production, these are ongoing processes. But until we get there, when we have fully industrialized the country, we have to be collecting these taxes until we get there. And you agree with me. And this is funny, but you see, behind the scene, what they say, and you say, they are taking the shine. Let's find a way to break them. And yes, sir, it is you rather who are causing hardship to the good people of Ghana and not us. So let me this one. I hate unnecessary. And yes, sir, Obeka say, media mempene koda yi free hono. We don't speak like that. Speak like a patriot. Speak like a concerned Ghanaian. Speak like you care. Because if there's a government that cares in our current dispensation, this current government, look at what COVID-19 did and how far we brought the economy. So there's people thought it was going to go into negative. Even this year, Krampo, they said look at the projections. It is all part of prudent management. And we need you. If we need you, it is because we are part of the government. So what I say, and you have to contribute your responsibility as an opposition towards making sure say you do where we want to get to, and we don't think that is muscling up and thwarting the efforts of government. And a nation wrecking agenda, and no more mine. Why? Into more reform. That's it. But the budget, it be passing on next week. So next week, be pass. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's it. Also 2 minutes. Thank you
very much. Chiku. Yeah, some my able boss who I say if you budget the main destiny you be running a country and what is in it we have to evaluate it before if we accept it to be passed. And when they go through, I say my king kind never be mal. Niema omo or increasing it is going to balloon the goods and services at the market, which is an obvious fact. So it's going to balloon. Already they are not able to afford it, and you are bringing all these things. What do you expect? It is going to increase 2-3 times the goods and services, and what the benchmark value, Chico, is going to affect everything that you do. Market affecting anything that you do in the country, it will be affected by it. Already you are not able to carry your burden, and you are going to be overburdened again. Are you getting it? This is what we are talking about, and the people themselves, they are aware of it, but it's like they don't care. Like they Japan something. They didn't care. The whole thing, you are selling the whole country to a group of people. You say, until their own special prosecutor came out and let us know that it's a fraud. All that we were saying by opposition, you see that we were vindicated by Martin Amidu. The same thing that comes to you. And near my good budget, and you are boy, and I see come over Virginia, so be a new development, like he's saying. None of those money, and amount of statistics, if you collect all those things, they will run into a deficit. So what are they going to use for the development? And in any case, if you are a country and you are running your debt to GDP is at 81%, they will put it at 80. Finance minister says 70 so 80%. Chico, how much will be left for development? They don't have anything on humanity was so they are finding ways and means to tax the people, to cripple them so that they bury them. They have dug their hole for them. They want to bury them at once. From taxation from taxation to production. Now, almost taxation is what the lazy man's approach to government. And just about and now what have they done? They have done 20 times that of President Mahama in the NDC when they say we're taxing the people. Today they have done 20 times. Right. Are you getting it? Some of our taxes, Chico, I'm landing finally. Some of our taxes were seen as news and years the info there. Minimum whether I may qualify no. The e-levy and stuff, they are good baller tax and all stuff and things. Already, it is, I don't know the word to use to qualify those taxes. It is just cruel. They are just being cruel and they don't care about the people. But the plight of the people should be your necessity because they gave you the mandate to be there. Are you getting it? And this is what the minority is so concerned about. We are concerned about the plight of the people. You cannot impoverish the people to the extent that when they wake up, they cannot even get their 3 square meals. Well, then who can now buy? What they are saying. Thank you very much.
That's it. Did you know? Or say about 4 from point now watch here live. So now Daniel Ablo. And so I watch it live. Samson, Gomota say there was no need reading the last part of Nana Ku's post. Thank you very much, Samuel Gomota. See, if the consultation should have been done before the budget was laid in Parliament. And yes, Yaleno and Sana, more person consultation. It's not Madame say when I by watching. And Samogomota, you are all watching us live. Thank you very much for your time today. And thank you for me, Dallas Lock here on Africa Media 247. This has been your regular host, Samuel KODUA on Headpoint. Thank you. And next week, same time, we bring you for discussion again. Minya Ifa Amiya Yadawasi Sansona Yenya of Yao Yadamwasi. Yebese Asia or the same platform.
Democracy, democracy.
The best online radio in Dallas Fort Worth. Africa Media 247.